for
Well,
sure.
Shawn, I wanted to get it started with how did you get involved with football as a kid?
Actually, it was kind of funny, man. I was a track guy. I was a track kid. I love track. I wanted to be the next Carl Lewis running the Olympics and things like that. And I remember actually going out to a friend of mine's practice one day. Um, I played the non-contact sports. I played baseball, ran track, those type of things. I was a pretty small kid, and then I went out to football practice. One of the coaches asked me, why don't I try out for the team or come out and play? He seen me on the track, and I knew my mom wouldn't sign off on that. So what I did was I kind of I learned how to mimic my mom's signature. I'm not saying I
Oh
forged anything,
gosh.
but I signed a little permission slip. A little permission slip you had to have. Signed that, and I actually went out and started playing. And actually, the first game I scored 4 touchdowns, and it was in the newspaper. So she found out anyway.
Who all were your sports role models as a kid?
It was interesting, man. I mean, to me is we didn't spend much time inside. I didn't spend much time. I don't even think I watched a full NFL game until I got older. When I was a little kid, I always wanted to be outside. I wanted to be out in the streets or playing ball, doing something, getting in trouble basically. And yeah, so of course, I knew who Walter Payton was, and Eric Dickerson and those guys. At the time when I was in high school, Randall Cunningham was a quarterback for the Eagles, so watched him a lot, watched that team a lot. But like I said, I wanted to be a track guy, man. I truly believe that was it. Until injuries kicked in and things like that. But yeah, it was interesting.
For sure, man.
And of course, with basketball, it was Dr. J in Philly.
The afro.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, taking off from the free throw line and all that. Yeah.
For sure. From the ABA, man.
Oh yeah.
So the NFL transition for you, how were you able to pick the Dolphins offense up quickly, so
Well,
fast?
defense. You
Playbook.
mean defense?
Yeah, defense. Excuse
But
me.
I'm gonna tell you this is I got very lucky. I was drafted in the 6th round, so not many people had back surgery, knee surgery coming out of college. Not many people gave me a chance. And to tell you the truth, we were literally running the same defense that I had in college. So it was some of the checks were a little bit different. Some of the terminology was a little bit different, but it wasn't much. It wasn't much off of just the concept. And I guess it probably helped because I had 4 defense coordinators when I was in college, so we ran 4 different defense. So, but one of the coaches for my last couple of years, Bob Davey, he actually coached, I believe, with Weinstead or Jimmy somewhere before. So we were running the same defense that they installed down here. So that's how easy it was. That's how I picked it up.
Definitely, man. So after your brief stint with the Bears, what made the Miami Dolphins again attractive destination for you for the
Have you ever
second?
been to Miami?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you. So, when I came down here 4 years, enjoyed it, loved it, became part of the community. And it was pretty bittersweet when I signed with the Bears. Grass wasn't always greener, especially in Chicago versus Miami. And I just felt like I wasn't at home in Chicago. It was very just difficult for me. It was a transition year, transitioning from Miami to Chicago, transitioning from being, early in my career to, becoming one of the veterans now. And I had guys down here that I played with and all that stuff. And like I tell people all the time, I'm from Philadelphia originally. I still live in Miami. Man, I got palm trees in my backyard right now, enjoying 80-degree weather. So, and it's,
I
and
hear
it's
you, man.
February.
Yeah, it's a little bit more
See me
warmer
with that
and
long sleeve shirt on.
yep, it's a little bit warmer in Miami than Chicago, man.
Oh yeah, especially around this time of year.
For sure. So, life after football for you, Shawn. How have you applied the trials and tribulations of the game of football to your personal life?
You learn a lot through sports, especially team sports. One is how to get along with people, how to be part of a team, how to, make sure that you try to bring other people up as well. So, I've taken some of that stuff, and the leadership roles. I was a captain at Notre Dame, was captain for the Dolphins for a while. And, just, it's not all about you, and I wish more people would learn that. More people would play sports as a kid, because you really truly learn that from sports. So, and then like you say, overcoming trials and tribulations, man. It's one of those things that, with football or with any type of sport or anything, you have to overcome. Obstacles are going to happen. Blank happens. Stuff happens in life. And being able to just, keep your eye on your goals and stuff like that, coming up with game plans and being able to pivot on the moment. Everything, the ball's not going to bounce the right way every day for you. So, just taking some of those things and just applying it to my life, whether it's personally, professionally, or my family life. It's just one of those the skill sets that you really can't learn in school. Nobody can teach. I mean, you have to actually develop those, and sports helped me develop that.
Definitely. Well, my next two questions for you are brought to you by B&D Sports Media. How impactful will the hire of Mike Daniels be for the Dolphins?
Oh, we'll see, man. I mean, it's kind of interesting because when I came into the Dolphins, we were only on our third coach, Jimmy Johnson, in the history of the Dolphins. So for us to be going on, I believe he's our 13th coach now. So 10 coaches within those. I've been retired 16 years. So we went through 10 13 coaches within that amount of time frame. Hopefully he's done a great job. He's been around football, even though he's only 38 years old. He's been around football since he came out of college. He's a smart kid, smart guy. He's 10 years younger than me. That's why I say kid. But he's a smart man, and went to Yale, knows football. He's been around some great coaches, Shanahan, and he was in Atlanta. He's been in places, like I said, Denver, Washington, Atlanta. So he has the history of, and he has that skill set. I mean, he made it look like the he's a run game coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers, and we saw what they've done in the last couple of years with that. They've taken a lot of pressure off their quarterback, and that's something that we could probably use for a young Tua down here. So hopefully he'll succeed. I just hope that he gets some I always say is a successful person surrounds himself with successful people. So hopefully we get some coordinators in here that can help him out.
For sure. I think they made a mistake with that little pickup. They shouldn't have got rid of Brian Flores.
Yeah, things happen though. Like I say, happens. Stuff happens.
It does, but I mean, he was doing
we all have our opinions and all that stuff and everything of it. But to me, it's very difficult being an alumni and a fan of the team. I am a true fan of the team. I've been down, like I said, I've been down here now for 26 years. So I'm a true fan of the Dolphins. And, I always tell people, they always ask who you root for. I was like, I root for the Dolphins, of course, man. They put a roof over my head. I have a nice car. They helped me start out in life pretty well. So, I have a vested interest in this team succeeding. And I just want to see them succeed. And, I thought maybe we'd be able to succeed with Brian Flores. But now, like I said, we have to pivot. I can't get upset because I'm not in control over it. I'm not making the decisions. So
definitely,
it's one of those things where, just hope for the best.
For sure. I think the last two seasons for Brian there, he's had good records both years.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the average record for the NFL coaches, it's losing records. And, this man had a winning 3 seasons. If you put them all together, he has, he's won 2 out of 3. So, it's hopefully he'll get another spot, another chance. All the jobs are full, except maybe the Saints job they just promoted their defensive coordinator. So I think all the jobs are full now. So, hopefully, and he doesn't have to sit out too long, sit on the sit on the bench too long before he gets back into the game.
I don't know what the discord between both of those, him and the Dolphins.
That's
man.
what I mean, man. We don't know. It's almost like when you see, I equated it to people, and I was like, it's when you have good friends and they get a divorce, and you're like, I thought you guys were a happy couple. We just don't know what's happening behind closed doors, and that's not for us to, I guess, to know, exactly everything that did happen or everything that was going on. So, like I say, it's difficult. It's difficult, but
for sure,
keep rooting for the team.
So, in terms of the teams that you played for, the Dolphins and the Bears, which team has the best quarterback situation?
Well, of course, I'm gonna have to say the Dolphins. I mean, like I said, man, I'm a fan, so I'm a hopeful. I'm a hopeful, but no, I think they both have some good young quarterbacks. We haven't really seen as much talent. They've had great success in college, but we've seen some good college or some great college quarterbacks not being able to transition into the game. To me, it seems like coaches are more willing now to adapt their game to the quarterback versus trying just to make the quarterback a prototypical NFL, quarterback. So hopefully, like I say, with McDaniels coming in here, who did Chicago get? I don't even remember who Chicago got as the head coach, but they have a young quarterback there.
I think it was a offensive coordinator, I believe.
Yeah. See, so they definitely brought him in for Justin Fields, to see what they can get out of him. I mean, when you draft a quarterback in the first round, you want to have some type of success. So, they're going to do everything they can to surround those kids or those young men with as much knowledge and as much talent in other positions. So we'll see. I mean, we have a draft coming up here in a couple months, so we'll see which direction everybody goes. See, unfortunately, people always think that you're going to know what your draft pick is that year, but sometimes it takes 2 or 3 years before you even know what you really found in the draft.
Heck, the Bears won't have a first rounder for a while.
Well, that's for sure. I don't know if that was the head coach's fault there.
They traded up to get Fields, though.
Yeah,
they got the franchise.
You traded up to get somebody else too in there a couple of years ago. So yeah, it's funny because you look at that approach to it, and you look at the Rams' approach. Hey, we're going to give up our first round picks because how many times does a team really hit in the first round? I mean, seriously, it's probably less than a third of the time you're going to hit in the first round. So I'm going to go ahead and get a proven Pro Bowl or proven commodity and, the Ramseys, the Staffords and stuff like that, add them to my team, give up. Yeah, I might be giving up a couple, but, I'm not saying I'm the smartest person that I can pick one pick in the first round, So, that might be the approach that we see. They're in the Super Bowl, so we'll
definitely
see. But then you got Joe Burrow, so it was the first pick. So
you didn't mention Von Miller. Come on, man, don't throw no shade at him.
Oh yeah, my bad. And Von Miller, picking up Von Miller. Hey, I love Von Miller, man. I just love his vibe. He seems like a very good person. I haven't met him, but he seems like a real good dude. So
their defensive line is killer.
Yeah. And Odell Beckham. My bad, yeah. Odell Beckham. I mean, like they picked up some dogs,
They're in it to win it for sure. Yeah. And I think
are you in Denver?
No.
Where are you located?
I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh, North Carolina. Okay. All right. I was just wondering, man, because we were talking about cold. It doesn't get that cold in Charlotte.
It's been pretty chilly, man.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Shawn, it's been a blessing to have you on our show, and this concludes our interview, man. We'd welcome you back for another one.
I appreciate it.